Hello folks, welcome to my channel, The Marketingpedia, your one-stop solution to a hassle-free learning of effective marketing concepts. Stick around if you would like to learn a simple yet very effective rule that you can apply not just to improve your business but also to improve your overall life and productivity. Let's get started. Have you ever observed that 80% of your time on internet is consumed by 20% of the major websites? 80% of your suffering comes from 20% of the things you don't have. You spend 80% of your time with only 20% of the people you know. If you like investing, 80% of your returns come from 20% of your investments. If you're a student, 80% of the exam comes from 20% of the content that you did not study. Finally, if you're married, 80% of your arguments are about 20% of the things you forgot to do. Well, if you have answered yes to any of the above questions, then you have already observed the law of the vital few in your life. What I'm talking about is called 80-20 rule or the Pareto Principle, named after Italian economist Wilfredo Pareto, who noted that 80% of the land in Italy was owned by 20% of the population and came up with this magical law. Now I know you must be thinking, how do we use it to increase profit in our business? To bring in the context, if you run a business, you will have products or services that you sell, customers that buy those products and services, and your team of people who help you build your business. Now, if you do a little bit of analysis, you will observe Pareto Principle working. 80% of your profit is coming from 20% of your customers. 80% of your customers are buying 20% of your products. 80% of your productive work is coming from just around 20% of your team. Well, the breakdown of the numbers might not be exactly 80-20, but it will be close. Now, to make this law work to maximize your profits, the first step is to identify these key customers, products, and people. Next, before making any strategic decisions, always ask, how will they impact my key customers, products, and people? If you could focus 80% of your decisions and strategies around these 20% customers, products, and people, you will observe tremendous changes in your profits. Also, remember that although the principle is simple, yet it is a law. So if you cannot identify your top 20% goals, you will end up spending 80% of your time in things that are not top priority for you. Let me share an example. A few years back, I was consulting for a well-known real estate company that had a very selective customer base, which means that you have to meet certain criteria to be their customer. Because of this, their customer base was very loyal, but non-uniformly distributed. More in some regions and very few in others. Even with excruciatingly high marketing budget and loyal customers, they were unable to generate any profits. Do you know why? Because their marketing strategy was driven by intuition and executives' experience more than data. Before introducing the state-of-the-art AI/ML models for targeting relevant customers, the challenge was to change the mindset of the strategy makers. They followed a strategy of shallow advertising in the areas that were available at cheaper rates, so they could buy more, and if a few of those got converted by luck, they will make some profit. Now this gave them a lot of inquiries and phone calls to deal with, resulting in a high operational load on the contact center, but the customer conversion rate was not improving at all. However, this went on for 6 months and they were suffering losses. To start with, I did a very basic Pareto analysis on which regions were accounting for maximum conversions. When I showed this analysis to the executives, they were shocked to understand that 80% of the revenue from other channels was coming from just 21 regions where their customers were mostly based, and the trend had been similar for past 5 years. Now, their budget was not being spent on these regions as they were expensive. This was enough to get the buy-in to change the marketing strategy from intuition and heuristics to more data-driven without hurting anyone's ego. We then introduced advanced analytics in the customer acquisition, advertised really selective, and gained an increase in revenue by 600% in the next 2 quarters. To conclude, a simple Pareto analysis not only helped with profits but also helped to change the executive mindset, as data has a power to turn an opinion into fact. Now let's wrap up this video with some ideas and thoughts from you. Have you ever applied or observed 80-20 rule in your life or work? Please comment below to share your Pareto experience. Thank you for watching. Also, if you like the video, please like, subscribe and share to show your support. If you don't like the video, please share your feedback in the comments for me to improve. Stay tuned. See you in the next video. And don't forget to press the bell icon.